Just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, it's No Focus in Retrograde with your host, Stu Pidasso.
That's right, it's me, Stu Pidasso. This is No Focus in Retrograde. It's not the No Focus Radio Hour. Everyone from the No Focus Radio Hour, except for me, they're off living their best Instagram lives. And I'm stuck here alone, just downloading images of women's feet. But I wanted to bring you a podcast so you wouldn't have to do without. So I am coming to you from the Chamber of Curiosities to bring you a fun, entertaining, light show. Not as heavy or as hard-hitting as the No Focus Radio Hour. Rather, No Focus in Retrograde is just a fun little show. We'll see. Just stay tuned, and we will start here in a moment with the news. Let's start the news off with kind of a sad story. This poor woman decides, she's been drinking, and what's the best thing that she likes to do after she's been drinking? She jumps in her car and starts driving around. Now, little did she know that up ahead, on the corner of Tulare and 4th, a cop had pulled someone over for a traffic stop, just like cops do. And this driver who had been drinking, the first thing she decides to do is... That's right, she smashes right into that police car. Why she chose to do that, I have no idea, but it was a bad move. She was cited for a DUI. The people who the cop had pulled over, well, the cop car got pushed into their car, and they were hurt, so they had to go to the hospital. So that's got to be the worst thing, You get in your car, you're feeling good after a couple of drinks, and you decide to smash into a police car. That's a bad decision. So don't drink and drive. It's really not worth it because this woman's going to be paying a lot of money in DUI fines. I don't know what people in this valley are thinking. Apparently they like to drink and drive around and run into things, which is a very bad decision. A 23-year-old woman in Sanger decided to get into her car and drive around, and sure enough, she lost control and smashed into a city pool, just feet away from the children in the shallow end. So she's in the car, her car's in the pool. The lifeguards have to jump into the pool and extricate her from the vehicle, which they're really not trained to do. I've never seen a lifeguard do that before, and I'm sure it was, just terrifying. But they did that. They got her out, and she was cited for DUI and felony child endangerment. Fortunately, the pool was not damaged very much, so it's not closed for the summer. They hope to have it open again in a couple of weeks. Oh no, it's the funky beat. And whenever we hear the funky beat, we go and check what's inside the refrigerator. So I live with a family of Pidassos, and I have a couple of teenagers and a wife. So you never know what the refrigerator's going to have in it. It's always scary. So let me get on the mobile mic and go check out what's inside the refrigerator. Okay, so we're out here in front of the Pidasso refrigerator. Oh my God. Okay, so we have cilantro. We got to check this cilantro. My wife always buys cilantro, and it gets to be a bit runny and nasty after a while. And this is not bad. It's damp, and it's kind of not yet gross enough to throw away. Why she buys cilantro? Because, hey, we're going to have tacos some night, and maybe we'll have tacos like once a month. But we always have to have cilantro. And let's say, oh, good, we got plenty of string cheese, so my children will not die. My son lives on a steady diet of string cheese. And apparently this cheese has mold in it. That cheese is not supposed to have mold on. That's pretty disturbing. The strawberries. The strawberries are always fun. Oh my God, we have 2 double cheeseburgers in here. My son will only eat McDonald's cheeseburgers. I think he has some sort of disability where all he wants to eat is cheeseburgers. So we have strawberries in here too, and the strawberries are just on that cusp before they start to grow mold too. I don't want to give you the wrong impression. My refrigerator is not that disgusting, but it just has things in here. Okay, so my wife will find something, and she'll go, oh, wait, the kids like Go-Gurts, so I'm going to go to Costco, and buy like 1 million Go-Gurts. So we have had Go-Gurts in here forever. I wonder what the expiration date on these dang things are. Oh, they're organic Danimals. My daughter liked them for like 5 minutes. Now we have 1 million of them. And we have a cannoli that's been in here for a little while. Okay, that's disgusting. Okay, I don't want to do this anymore because I'm a little bit terrified. So, hey, that was the Pidasso fridge. Let's not do this again. That was What's Inside My Refrigerator. The segment was brought to you by Bushmills and Red Bush, because apparently it seems to be what people in Fresno are doing, just drinking and driving around. Don't drink and drive. I highly don't suggest that. And so that was What's Inside My Fridge, a segment that will probably never happen again. But hey, let's move on to something more entertaining. It's time for a travel tip with Stu Pidasso. Hey, what do people from Fresno like to do the most? They like to get out of Fresno. Well, I would like to suggest that you hop in your car and you drive to Felton, California. It's kind of below San Jose and kind of by Santa Cruz. It's in the mountains, and they have a beautiful set of Pacific redwoods there. And they also have a train, a steam train. You could take a steam train up to the top of a mountain and look around and breathe fresh air, or you could take a steam train down to Santa Cruz and have a great time there. But what I really want to see in Felton, California is the Bigfoot Discovery Museum. That's right, kiddos. In fact, on Travel Advisor, someone wrote that it's weird enough for a stop. And if it's weird enough for a stop, I'm into it. They say this is a very small, cramped museum that looks like a Bigfoot fan threw stuff together in his garage. It's pretty haphazard and dusty. That's a terrible review. Who would write a review like that? This man puts all of his effort into creating something beautiful for Bigfoot. And okay, I'm looking at pictures. Okay, he's kind of right. It is pretty haphazard, but it's a Bigfoot museum. It has foot casts, it has statues, it has a big guy with a goatee and a Hawaiian shirt, and a lot of Bigfoot stuff. And a jackalope. I'd go there just to see a jackalope. But that's where I want to go. I want to go to Felton, California, ride a steam train, go to the Bigfoot Museum, and punch a jackalope in the face. And that's my travel tip from Stu Pidasso. And it's time to check in with Lily. So as I said before, I am coming to you from my Chamber of Curiosities. And inside of my Chamber of Curiosities, I have Lily, the haunted doll. Now, I got Lily from a swap meet in San Luis Obispo. And when I was talking to the woman about the doll before I bought it, the woman looked at me and said, "This doll is not for a child, is it?" And I said, "No." I didn't want to sound weird because it was for me. But, I said, no, it's not for a child. She goes, "Good. A child should not have this doll." I said, "Why is that?" And she said, "A child should not have this doll." Well, Lily is an older doll. She's, a composite doll, beautiful doll. Well, no, she's not. Okay, sure. She's listening, so I have to say she's beautiful. She's a bit rough around the edges. She's been aged hard. Anyways, the woman, I thought maybe it was because Lily was delicate, and apparently, no, the woman just did not want a child to have this doll for some reason. And then I bring the doll home, and I find out why. This doll has something attached to it. I don't know what. But it has caused some problems, and I don't like to touch the doll because you will feel weird after you touch it. So I'm going to once again jump on the mobile mic, and we're going to get the spirit box and talk with Lily and see what she's up to. So inside of my Chamber of Curiosities, I have a large cabinet of curiosities, and inside that cabinet, on the top shelf, is Lily the haunted doll. Now, Lily's about 1.5 feet tall. She has blonde hair, which is kind of matted because, hey, she's an older doll, so it's actual human hair. She is in a pink dress, and she is a composite doll, so that means she has cracks in her face, and her eyes have aged, and they just stare at you very disconcertingly. I don't really touch her that often because she doesn't like to be touched. She likes to be ignored. If I take photos of her, things happen within my Chamber of Curiosities. So I had a large Millennium Falcon Lego kit that I put together. It was a Lego Millennium Falcon with a light kit inside. It was awesome, because I'm a child. And I was doing some stuff, working with Lily, moving her around the cabinet, and the Millennium Falcon fell over off of its stand. Now, I had that thing out a long time, and suddenly it fell over. So I asked Lily, did you do this? And she said, well, she didn't say it because she can't talk, but using the S-Box from the ghostshop.com, she said, no, she didn't do it. And I said, who did? And then it scanned through the frequencies, and all of a sudden you hear friends. So she had friends knock over my Millennium Falcon. Not cool. Lily, I still haven't put that thing back together, but I digress. Now, a ghost scanner, the Xbox Ghost Scanner from ghoststop.com will scan through frequencies, AM or FM, at a particular speed. You can go forward or backward within the scan. And sometimes you could pick up words that make sense to what you're doing, because the idea is that, hey, the ghost can affect the frequencies. Now, some people hate the sound of this because it just scans through frequencies, but sometimes you can pick up stuff. So let's
scanning FM.
So we're going to scan through the FM channel and see what we're doing. You could scan at different rates. Again, this is not a sponsor of the show. Let's give it a while to warm up. We'll ask Lily, hey, Lily, are you here? Lily, are you here? Lily, how's it going? Lily, how are you feeling? Lily, are you happy here? Okay, I'm getting nothing. You could also slow down the scan. I think the scan might be just a little bit too fast. We'll slow it down to a 1 and turn it down a bit because it seems really loud. Jeez, Lily, stop it. So let's ask Lily another question. Lily, do you think we'll ever do this No Focus and Retrograde again? Ooh, nobody should have tickets. Did you hear that? Nobody should have tickets. Okay, I'm going to stop this now because, hey, screw you, Lily. I'm doing my best here. All right, well, that was our moment with Lily. So, hey, let's check on Lily. Okay, thank you. And that was our check on with... That was our check on luggage. We're flying away after Lily said those terrible things that no one should have tickets to this show. This show was produced by me and me alone, so don't blame anybody else for its content or how it turned out. It was just something I wanted to try to see if, we could give you something when everyone's not available. This was a nightmare to produce. I don't see how Max does it. So if you're interested in never hearing anything like this again, or if you never want to hear this garbage again, go to nofocusradio.com, get on our Discord server, and just let us know, because that's the only way we're going to hear your voice. Again, that's the No Focus Radio Hour. So this has been No Focus and Retrograde. Let us know what you think, or don't think. Go to Felton. Bigfoot's there.